Good morning, Michael. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very well.
Great to talk to you as the 2020 year comes to a close. It's been a strange and wild year, but maybe no better time to start looking for a new vehicle as we head into the new year. And 2021 might have a lot to offer for auto consumers.
Absolutely. There are unlimited choices out there, and it's probably actually no better time to buy a car than right now.
I know we've heard that before, but really with a global pandemic going on, how has that impacted the auto industry, especially here in the U.S.? Has it prohibited some vehicles from getting to this country, or where do we stand with supply?
No, absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head. When this first rolled out in March, we had big problems with manufacturing and delivery. In fact, some automakers even moved over to switch to manufacturing medical gear. And April was probably one of the low points in the industry, especially this year as far as dismal sales. But come May, June, and July, many of the automakers were quickly ramping back up in production. Delivery was going back to the dealerships, and the dealerships were changing their business model to be more one-on-one with the consumer as far as sanitation and masks and things like that. So what we're seeing now is last month's sales in October were almost pre-pandemic levels.
That's great news, and always online shopping for vehicles has become more and more prevalent as well. One vehicle we're going to talk about today is the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. I cover technology in the auto industry and technology, consumer technology, and this is really a tech-friendly vehicle for consumers that is pretty unique.
No, absolutely. To my left is the all-new 2022 Hyundai Tucson. Like you said, you're one of the very first people to take a look at this. It's actually under embargo for the next 20 or 30 minutes. What sets it apart is it's the first time we're seeing really, really distinctive styling at a price point like this. We're talking, entry level about $25,000. Really, really cool, distinctive front LED driving lights. And you mentioned technology. This car is absolutely chock full of technology. I love the fact that it's got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got a remote smart park app that allows you to park the car in really, really tight spaces with your key fob. A digital key, you can actually use your phone to unlock the car and start the car. And that's in addition to all the other standard tech you're going to find.
Yeah, in order to, a lot of great standard features. In order to take advantage of premium and the current design features, a lot of times we had to pay more for that, but really this Tucson is really balancing technology, getting the latest, and a very fair price.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Had I told someone today, 10 years ago, what kind of technology you're going to get, it would have blown their minds.
Say.com for all the latest information. I'm a Hyundai owner myself, truthfully, and couldn't be more pleased. And Hyundai, just a great track record of performance for consumers. Hyundai's really come into its own probably over the last 5 to 10 years.
No, absolutely. They're rolling out probably a half a dozen new or completely refreshed models over the next year. I'm standing also next to the 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe. It has this new trim called a calligraphy trim, chock full of really, really premium features. It's got Napa quilted leather. It's got a suede-like headliner. And once again, these are things you would have found on a Rolls-Royce and a Bentley only 10 or 15 years ago, and now you're finding them on a Hyundai.
And you've covered the auto industry for many years. I tend to tell people now when they are looking at technology in vehicles or vehicles in general that there really isn't a bad vehicle made now like there was maybe 20, 30 years ago. Is that kind of how you look at it as well?
Yeah, that's probably one of the funny questions people always ask me in the industry is, what's the worst car? And I say, well, the truth is, there are no worst cars anymore. Had I been covering the industry in the 60s and the 70s, there were cars that would only last 30,000 miles. Today's cars are going to last 100 to 200,000 miles if you take care of them. There are no bad cars. What you're now buying is individuality. You're buying styling. You're buying technology. Absolutely, the industry's completely changed compared to 10 or 15 years ago.
There's a little personal responsibility. You have the general maintenance done and the checkups, and that goes a long way into if you're a person that wants to have a car for a long period of time.
Absolutely, and and these both have 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranties, which means Hyundai's also hoping you're going to hold on to it for a while.
And Hyundai, actually, people know maybe the smaller cars that Hyundai has made for years, but they've been making a quality SUV for a long time as well.
No, it's true. These are both 5-passenger, 2-row crossovers. This is a compact and a midsize. They now have their Palisade, which is a 3-row, up to 8-passenger. And, that's every bit as big as the biggest domestic ones from several years ago.
Definitely, and great fuel mileage, always important for us here in America as well. Hyundai's been really a leader when it comes to that.
Yeah, and the new Tucson now is available with all-wheel drive in 2 different. It's got a hybrid powertrain that's offered, and it also has a plug-in hybrid powertrain that's offered. And the Santa Fe is also offered with a hybrid powertrain. Both of those, I would expect more than 40 miles per gallon for most consumers that are driving them. And that's really, really impressive for a vehicle of this size and capacity that's going to haul 5 people around.
Very impressive for an SUV. Michael, as we wrap up, great talking to you again. Where can my listeners and viewers go for more information?
I would get the information right from the horse's mouth, and that would be over at HyundaiUSA.com. You could build the cars, configure the cars, take a look at all the options, and even make an appointment with a dealer for a test drive.
One-stop shopping, Michael. Have a great rest of the year, and can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.